Emmerdale spoilers, 7 big storylines coming next week. Big drama is on the way in the village as Charity finally faces her abuser, Dr. Todd, but an unexpected visitor overhears a conversation that could change everything. Elsewhere, Billy and Dawn secretly make plans to escape Joe's control, while Kev finds himself at a crossroads after spending meaningful time with Lewis. Here's everything to expect from next week's Emmerdale episodes. 1. Charity challenges Dr. Todd. Determined to fight back, Charity confronts Dr. Todd at Jacob's fold. She demands that Todd leave the cottage, but Todd refuses to back down, instead threatening legal action while trying to provoke her. Charity insists Todd admit to sexually assaulting her, but Todd retaliates by threatening to reveal the truth to Sarah about baby Layla's real parentage. 2. Someone discovers Todd's secret. The confrontation becomes increasingly heated as Charity openly accuses Todd of being a rapist. Unbeknownst to them, someone enters the cottage and overhears the explosive exchange. The mystery witness now knows the truth about what happened to Charity. With Todd's death already looming, justice may finally be catching up with her. 3. Billy suggests a fresh start to Dawn. Billy once again insists that Joe was responsible for attacking him, sharing his version of events with Dawn. Initially unwilling to believe him, Dawn eventually accepts Billy's claims and is devastated by what it means, especially knowing she's expecting Joe's baby. Feeling trapped, she struggles to see a way forward. Billy reminds her that they once discussed leaving together and suggests they take the children and start a new life as a family. Dawn begins to seriously think about the possibility. 4. Billy and Dawn secretly plan their escape. Billy answers questions from DS Burns about the assault. Caleb is disappointed when Billy tells the police that Joe wasn't responsible, believing it lets Joe off the hook. However, Billy later explains that clearing Joe is part of a larger plan to lower his guard so he and Dawn can leave without raising suspicion. Billy asks Caleb for help, while Dawn invites him to stay at home farm, pointing out that Joe will be busy with his stag celebrations. They see it as the ideal opportunity to disappear. With tragedy already teased on Dawn and Joe's wedding day, their escape may not go as planned. 5. Ruby approaches Kev with a risky proposal. Ruby asks Kev to steal a delivery connected to Jimmy's latest haulage contract. Kev refuses to get involved, bringing Ruby's plan to a halt. Her real intentions, however, remain unclear. 6. Kev and Lewis grow closer. Kev is delighted when Lewis wants to spend more time with him, although he worries about the secrets he's keeping. Lewis admits he never learned to ride a bike, prompting Kev to offer to teach him. Privately, Kev is anxious because he doesn't actually know how to ride one himself. The lesson quickly ends in disaster when Kev crashes the bike. Despite the mishap, the pair share a touching moment as they lie on the ground together, laughing and looking up at the sky. During their conversation, Lewis catches Kev off guard with an unexpected announcement. 7. Dylan accepts support. Still recovering from the traumatic events involving Ray and Celia, Dylan admits to April that he's finding it difficult to move on. April encourages him to seek counseling, and Bear also urges him to get professional help. Comforted by their encouragement, Dylan begins to realize he doesn't have to face his struggles alone. Emmerdale's Charity faces Dr. Todd in a tense confrontation. Charity Dingle takes a courageous step in next week's Emmerdale by confronting Dr. Todd, determined to make her admit what she did. However, the ruthless doctor refuses to confess and instead threatens to expose the truth about baby Layla's parentage to Sarah Sugden. Inside her own home, Charity finally stands up to her attacker and openly labels Dr. Todd a rapist. As the emotional confrontation spirals, an unexpected person secretly overhears every word. This is a major turning point for Charity, an Emmerdale insider explains. She's finally found the strength to face Dr. Todd and express everything she's been holding back. Unfortunately, the encounter doesn't bring the confession Charity is hoping for. After attending a support group meeting, Charity begins to feel stronger and more confident about moving forward. Her renewed sense of determination is quickly tested when Dr. Todd unexpectedly arrives at Jacob's fold. Inspired by the support group's guidance, Charity orders Todd to leave immediately. Instead of leaving, the manipulative doctor stays put and deliberately provokes her. Dr. Todd continues to insist she has done nothing wrong, the insider says. She even claims the encounter was consensual and threatens to take legal action against Charity for defamation. Her goal is to push Charity into losing control so she can use it against her. Despite Todd's attempts to provoke her, Charity does everything she can to remain calm while demanding the truth. However, the conversation reaches a stalemate when Todd warns that she'll tell Sarah the truth about Layla if Charity refuses to back off. Overwhelmed by anger and heartbreak, Charity finally snaps and directly accuses Todd of being a rapist. Unknown to either of them, someone has quietly entered Jacob's fold and overhears the explosive exchange. Another person now knows exactly what Dr. Todd has done, the source reveals. We're keeping their identity under wraps for now, but it's likely someone close to Charity. The question is whether they'll help expose Todd once and for all. It remains unclear how much the mystery witness hears before the confrontation ends. Their discovery could play a crucial role in bringing Dr. Todd to justice. Or perhaps Sarah and Jacob are finally about to learn the shocking truth about Layla's real parentage. Emmerdale's Kev faces a difficult choice after Ruby's risky proposal. Kev Barton is put in a challenging position in next week's Emmerdale when Ruby Milligan approaches him with a dangerous request that could drag him back into a life of crime. Ruby catches Kev in the pub and outlines her plan, asking him to steal a delivery linked to Jimmy's newly secured haulage contract. The proposal leaves Kev with a tough decision as he considers whether the reward is worth the risk. Kev has worked hard to leave his criminal past behind, especially now that he wants to build a relationship with Lewis, an Emmerdale insider explains. Even so, crime has been a huge part of his life, and the temptation is difficult to ignore. Earning extra money to impress his son only makes the offer more appealing. Ruby is frustrated when Kev immediately rejects the idea, but the matter may not be over just yet. Already burdened by secrets he's keeping from Lewis, Kev becomes anxious when his son asks to spend some time with him. Fortunately, Lewis has something far more innocent on his mind. He admits that he never learned to ride a bike growing up, and he's delighted when Kev offers to teach him. Behind the scenes, though, Kev is worried because he's taken on a challenge he's not prepared for. When father and son meet later in the week for their first cycling lesson, things quickly take an embarrassing turn. Our source reveals that Kev can't ride a bike either, the insider says. His own father never taught him, so it's a skill he never had the chance to learn. But Kev is so determined to make a good impression on Lewis that he pretends otherwise. It all unravels when he crashes and ends up flat on the ground. Instead of laughing, Lewis lies beside his dad in the grass, and the pair share a heartfelt moment as they chat while watching the clouds drift by. The touching conversation helps strengthen their growing bond, with Lewis finally opening up to his biological father before catching Kev off guard with an unexpected announcement. The question now is whether Kev will support Lewis's latest idea, and if he can continue resisting Ruby's plan to pull him back into criminal activity. Emmerdale airs on weekdays at 8 p.m. on ITV1. Episodes are also available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.